All right, so we're just about done with this. This will be the final stream, hopefully, for now. In getting this audio stream to you, the Council of Elijah. I'm not going to keep this intro long at all because we're just continuing. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back over here and let this rip.
Understand that negative thoughts in our mind are not from us, nor from the all power of love and life, but from demons that have invaded our temple. We all have them. They come in through various different ways, be it what we eat, what we watch, what we drink, what we listen to, who we hang around, all kinds of ways these spirits can enter into our portals, okay? And the more we feed these spirits, the stronger they grow. Therefore, it's harder. Therefore, the harder it is to get rid of them and walk in the spirit, okay? The demons want us to be carnal, okay? Demons want you to be carnal. They want you to live in your flesh. That makes them happy, cozy, and comfortable. Okay? They don't stick around those who feed themselves nothing but righteousness, light, and love. Matter of fact, they cannot even dwell in temples that don't partake of flesh and blood. But because everything, and I mean everything, is polluted these days, we all have been affected by these invaders into our temples. This is the abomination of desolation. But that's a whole nother topic as well. We can't stay stagnant in this truth. It's dangerous to become complacent. I want to continue to elevate. This life is a struggle, but we must continuously endure. I absolutely love this reading. I never read it before, yet I have done many things spoken within it, such as applying the teaching of the Messiah, allowing his true word to change me from the inside out. See, many people of today, particularly many of the Hebrew Israelites, they're focusing on the external and ignoring the internal. The Father has always wanted us to focus on the matters of the heart. And I have always been ruled by my heart. But I've always been put down for that and told that I can't be that way, that I need to be more ambitious in this world, in this society.
Now, let me prove that. Now, I have many times, okay? Many times I've proved that the Most High cares about our heart, all right? It is about our heart that the Most High cares about, all right? 1 second. All right, I'm going to focus it on trivial matters. Hold on. And ignoring. Okay, here we go. That's gonna be Matthew 23:23, and I actually have it in my Photoshop. So let me switch you over to Photoshop. So, Matthew 23:23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, religious leaders, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These all you have done. These are what you were supposed to do, and not leave the other undone. So, they're trying to follow, the law to a perfect T, but not the eternal laws of the Most High. They're following laws of men, okay? All it is, paying tithe, and mint, and whatever that was back in that day. But these days, you're paying your tithe in church, to your wicked ass pastor that ain't even giving you the oracles of the Most High. No, they're giving you wicked ass, twisted, warped doctrines of men, and you're paying tithes to them, okay? You're following all of these commandments of men, All right, while you ignore the eternal laws of love, life, and purity. Okay? So therefore it makes you blind. All right? You strain at a gnat and you swallow a camel. Okay? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, religious leaders. You are hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within you are full of extortion and excess. All right? Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Now let me take you to the Chrome. In Matthew 23:27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, religious leaders! You are hypocrites, for you are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful on the outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and all uncleanness. You worried about your fringes, you Hebrew Israelites. You worried about your Sunday dress or your Sunday suit, Christian. But you ain't worried about the condition of your heart towards your neighbor. Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you religious leaders! You are hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of righteousness, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. But you are today, as you spit and you crap on the ones that the Father places before you. You hate us just like back in the day when our forefathers hated the prophets back then. You're doing the same thing. Now, let's continue.
But I've always been put down for that and told that I can't be that way, that I need to be more ambitious in this world, in this society. I was looked at as lazy because I didn't care about what this world was offering. I could care less about the riches of this world. I could care less about honors of men and fame and all of that trivial bullshit. Okay? Therefore...
Hold on. Let me show you something right quick. I'm going to take you over to Photoshop. Alright, 1 second. Because this world, bruh, like they created carbon copy robots, and I was not a robot, okay? One this, and I've brung this out many times, okay? I am not the complacent type, okay? I'm not complacent. I am a glitch in this system, okay? I've chosen to humble myself to the leading of the Holy Spirit, alright? That made sense to me once the revelations began coming to me. So, you know, I realize how I'm looked at in this world. You know, when I criticize the system, they think that I criticize them. And that is, of course, because they fully accept this wicked-ass system. And they identify themselves with it. And I'm looked at as a dreamer. You know, I'm looked at as, you know, someone that's lazy, like they project their reality upon me. But those who benefit from an evil system will not speak out against the evil. Neither will those who are enslaved by it. All right, you don't realize that you're enslaved to an economic system, economic slavery. This is not what your maker intended for your life, okay? No, this happened out of wickedness, all right? Once they took down the Israelites, the original people of the lands all over the earth, and primarily here in the fourth part of the earth, they were able to subdue the entire world, okay? Now everybody is up under captivity. This is the satanic system. You know, for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Now keep in mind that the exam is only designed for a specific group of people to excel. Okay? Please climb that tree. Now this exam is for the monkey. Alright? Only the monkey can really climb that tree. Alright? The monkey can climb the tree. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other creatures that cannot climb the tree. The bird will have to fly. It can't climb. It has to fly. How is the bird gonna climb? It has wings, okay? It can't climb. It will have to fly. But it says to climb the tree. So only the monkey can do that. All right? This penguin can't climb a tree. No, only the monkey can do that. Okay? This elephant cannot climb the tree. No, only the monkey can do that. The fish can't climb the tree. Only the monkey can do that. This walrus can't climb the tree. Only the monkey can do that. Whatever the hell this is, if it's I think it might be a dog. Yeah, it's a dog. I thought it was a pig once at first, but the tail kind of says it's not a pig. In the face, it looks like a pig, but the tail, I think it's more like a dog. It's somebody trying to draw a dog. All right? That dog can't climb the tree. All right? Only the monkey can climb the tree. All right? So, you know, only one is going to really be able to excel. Only one really has the red carpet laid out for them to excel. All right? Let me show you how they were able to excel. All right? Because this happened way before I was born. This is what happened. I'm going to show you. And I bring it out many times. There's one specific group, okay, that were given a red carpet, all right? Now, from 1862 to 1973, that's 3 years before I was born, all right? That's how long this went on, all right? From 1862 to 1973. All right, there was a Homestead Act, which was a federal program that lasted over 100 years, giving incoming Europeans 160 acres of land for free, as long as they worked it for 5 years. They were also given free educational classes, teaching them how to work their new land. When it ended, over 10% of the entire U.S. landmass was given away, and over 1.6 million European families received free land. Okay? That is the red carpet being laid out for you. All right? Do you know that they had a land office right here in this land for all the incoming Europeans that came to this land? They were advertising, all right? They advertised this land. Come to this land, okay? This is what happened. We were the original people on this land, and they literally just stole our land and gave our land to their fellow foreigners who, you know, they laid out the red carpet. Hey, come to the promised land. Come to this land. You know, live the American dream. This is what happened. This is truth, okay? And it's biblical prophecy, all right? Yes, okay? Free land was given, all right, after it was stolen from the indigenous people, okay? They stole the land from the original people of this land, and they gave it away to their friends, okay? Oh, yes, they did, all right? They advertised these lands that they stole. Okay, they took these lands by force. If you want a farm or a home, the best thing in the West. You know, they were advertising this. Good soil for wheat, corn, and fruit. The best stock country in the world. Because it's the land of promise. It is the land flowing with milk and honey. All right? They stole our land and they gave it away for free to the incoming foreigners, okay? Foreigners stole the land and they gave it to other foreigners, okay? Yes, they did. Didn't care nothing about the original people upon this land. But guess what? There's going to be a penalty to pay for this. Just understand there is a penalty to pay for this, all right? Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity. America is the land of the thieves and a home of the slaves. Okay? Therefore, all of you foreigners must repent, and you must do what you can to help restore us. Okay? Yes, you want to sow out of your abundance. All right? This ain't no foreign doctrine or no false prophecy or no false doctrine that I'm giving to you. I'm giving you the truth. You have to atone for the wickedness of your forefathers. Not only did they do all of this wickedness to us by stealing our land by force through rape, robbery, and murder, but then they came up with the Dawes Act. Okay, the Dawes Roll. All right, and these people, these are the foreigners that are on this land. They literally paid $5 so that they could, get on the Dawes rolls. Okay, so all they needed was $5 to get an opportunistic white person on the Dawes rolls 125 years ago, which still causes problems for tribes today. All right. Now the original tribes, we can't even identify with our tribe on this land. No, we're regulated as black people. We are regulated as freaking African Americans. Okay. Yes, all right. It may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people paid $5 a piece for falsified documents declaring them to be native on the Dawes rolls. Okay. These so-called $5 Indians paid government agents under the table in order to reap the benefits that came with having Indian blood, mainly white men with an appetite for land. $5 Indians paid to register on the Dawes rolls, earning fraudulent enrollment in tribes along with benefits inherited by generations to come. These were opportunistic white men who wanted access to land or food rations, says Gregory Smithers, associate professor of history at Virginia Commonwealth University. These were people who were more than happy to exploit the Dawes Commission and government agents for $5 that were willing to turn a blind eye to the graft and corruption. Okay? Let's go ahead and get a little bit more. All right? 1 second. Because you need to understand what truly happened in this land, okay? The original people of this land did not get anything but trampled upon, okay? Oh, yes. Oh, let's see here. 1935. All right, 1935. Will Rogers, you see these people? They are not indigenous to this land. But in 1935... Will Rogers and his wife, Will's application to the Dawes Commission, let me make this 100. Will's application to the Dawes Commission in 1900 was accepted, and he was enrolled as a member of the Cherokee Nation. These are not Cherokees. Let me show you what a real Cherokee looked like. These are the full-blooded Cherokees. You see this? I saved it as full-blooded Cherokee. All right? These are full-blooded Cherokees, okay? But we're not known as Cherokee now, all right? We're not known by our tribes, okay? No, we're regulated as black or African American, okay? Let me show you some more. Oh, man, that's too big. This is in a museum, okay? This is in a museum. We are Cherokee freemen, and the right to citizenship, okay? Do you see all of these melanated Hebrews? This is in a museum, okay? They know who we are, all right? However, our identity was stripped from us, just as the scripture declared what happened to us, okay? And another nation got to claim to be us, okay? And they got the benefits, all right? They got the benefits of the Dawes rolls, okay? While we get nothing, okay? We have never been restored as a people, ever. And we're looked down upon by all nations all around us. Let's get more, because I'm not done. "1980s Cherokee, Nation Star. This is a real Cherokee. This is a real Cherokee Indian. Okay? 1980s. Alright? This picture is from 1980s. Alright? This is the original people of this land. Okay? Carolina Cherokee. Cherokee tribes in the Carolinas was reclassified as Negro and other slaves. This picture is 100 plus years old. It shows how the Carolina Cherokee looked, all right? The original Cherokee, all right, of this land, okay? You're not going to have any excuse any longer, all right? You're either going to choose the side of good or evil. There is no in between, all right? The Trail of Tears happened to us, okay? We have never been restored as a people. Cherokee Trail of Tears, 1838, from the Indian Removal Act of 1830, okay? We were forced to move, all right? This happened to the original Cherokees. And we have never been restored as a people, because when the Dawes Rose Act came into fruition, all of these other nations got to pay $5 to become Indian, okay? And we were reclassified by force. They reclassified us and did not allow us to get on the Dawes Road. There's many different tribes on this land, okay? Many different tribes on this land. You see these tribal members in front of the Museum of Nature? It's hard to read it. History at Roger Williams Park in Providence, Rhode Island. This is 1920. All right? You see these melanated Hebrews? See them? Reclassified as Negroes. One second. I'm going to pull it out in this book too. This book is entitled Book of Red Road. In practice, English colonists continued to coerce Indian labor regardless of the law. Meanwhile, those Indians enmeshed in slavery and servitude, the unfree margin of an already subaltern group, found their status eroded further by mid-century as many became classified as Africans, which stripped them of protections that Indians enjoyed in law. Okay? We were reclassified. We were classified as Africans, even though this was our land. Second. I'm not really sure where this, what book this comes from, but it doesn't matter. It connects and it lines up. One also has to be cautious when insisting on the African origins of slave names such as Hagar, Haggai, Lazy, Phoebe, all right, all of this, all right, and many others, because Indians also bore these names. In these instances, they probably did not have any hidden meanings, and those, quote, Negroes who were Indians were not trying to consciously or subconsciously to perpetuate an African heritage. Okay? So it tells you right there. I mean, all you gotta do is connect the dots, people, and I got plenty more receipts. I will keep coming with these receipts. Even the colonial remains, all right? They reclassified as African American by the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian Institution scientists have discovered that 4 skeletons dug up decades ago at colonial Jamestown are among the oldest known remains of so-called African Americans. The bones, thought to date between 1650 and 1700, were originally classified as American Indian. But yeah, of course they are classified because we were American Indians of this land. But they were reclassified as African American. All right? So between 1650 and 1700 they were originally classified as American Indian. Now they're known as African Americans. All right? If they're doing this to the colonial remains, you don't think that they're still doing this to us? That are alive and well? Though you're black people. You're African Americans. So we're 2 continents. We all have a land of our own. From Indian colonization. There are many paths to enslavement. Capture and raids was but one path. Within European colonies where natives live under difficult circumstances, they could be enslaved through a variety of means. Mission Indians in Florida, the Southwest, and elsewhere in the Spanish Empire often were forced to work against their will, with little to no monetary compensation. In New England, courts forced Native Americans found guilty of minor crimes into a lifetime of servitude. That ain't changed. It's going on today. Many of my brothers is locked up for cannabis when it's legal today. Okay? Natives could also be enslaved for debt or reclassified as Africans and enslaved in places. Okay? And they actually placed us in Africa. Alright? They took us from here and put us in Africa. Alright? Let's see here. Walter Plecker. Alright. Let's see. The Virginia Bureau of Vital Statistics acts in strict accordance with the law in classifying so-called Virginia Indians as Negro. Dr. W.A. Plecker, State Registrar of Vital Statistics, declared today. Alright, Dr. Plecker's statement came in answer to a charge made by James R. Coates before a meeting of the Norfolk Kiwanis Club. Mr. Coates accused the registrar of acting on pure prejudice in classifying the Pamunkey Indians as mulattoes and in branding them as Negroid. Alright? This is a full-blood Cherokee people. You need to understand this. It's very important. Alright? See, the real Indians were killed off with the stroke of a pen and reclassified as black, African Americans, colored, and Negro in 1924. This is known as paper genocide. Okay? See, all the ones, they couldn't slaughter all of us. They couldn't kill all of us. So what did they do? They reclassified us. Okay? Yes, they reclassified us. Remember I told you they took us from America and placed us in Africa? From the 1670s to 1680s, during the time of King Philip's War, New England colonies were routinely shipping American Indians to North Africa as slaves. But when they got to the slave markets, they were all reclassified as, quote, Negro slaves, not Indians. Many American Indians in the 1700s also showed up in Terra Nova, Spain, slave markets reclassified as, quote, Negro slaves, not Indians. This reclassification reclassification happened quite often during the time of the United States Census. When European colonists got to the Americas, they set out to enslave the indigenous population. Many American Indians became tributaries or POWs, prisoners of war. To this day, we are prisoners of war, and we have never been restored. And soon after, rebellion became the order of the day. Okay, in 1522, slave rebellion started taking place in Colombia, Panama, Cuba, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, all places that were homelands to the indigenous so-called Black Americans, documented in a book called, quote, Black Society in Spanish Florida by Jane Landers. All right, bruh. I'm bringing all the receipts so you can continue to believe whatever you want to believe. Oh, I'm coming back to that, but hold on. I want to make sure that I get all of this, that I tied all these ends together. Hold on. Because, bruh, I want to prove one more thing here. Because, bruh, y'all need to know. All right? 3 most dangerous men. All right? The American so-called Negroes are the original Indians of this land, okay? So, because they couldn't kill all of us, our cultural identity was changed, okay? Thanks to Melville Herskovich, however you say his name, Herskovich, okay? Melville created the genocidal lie of American Negroes coming from African slaves only, changing our cultural identity, saying we all come from Africa, okay? Benefits, okay? We didn't win over the $5 Indians, okay? The Dawes Rose, all right? So Walter Plecker, he was a eugenist, okay? He took away the American Negro Indians' benefits, and he gave it to foreigners, okay? The $5 Indians, all right? And then this guy right here, all right, Ellis, he's also a eugenist, all right? He changed the picture of the original, quote, Indians from so-called Negro Indians to Mongrel Asians, okay? So now, most people today think that the so-called Native Americans was the original people of this land, but they were not. Okay, it's who you want to call Black Americans. It's who you want to refer to as African Americans. Okay, so you gotta humble yourself, people. You gotta humble yourself. The red carpet was laid out for one specific nation of people on this land. All right, and just like this exam, it was created for only one of these animals to be able to do with ease, okay? This is the satanic ass beast system built on indigenous land, okay? Therefore, it disregards those of us who are different, all right? It regulates us as failures in this constructed society. Everyone is expected to do the same damn thing, and you are a raving lunatic if you speak out against it. I am most hated by a lot of people. Okay? So you gotta unlearn what the system has taught you and relearn your true purpose by way of the spirit of truth. Okay? Only way you're gonna do that is to be humble. Alright? That's the only way you're gonna be able to do that, is to be humble. Now,
okay? Therefore, I was not a top-notch employee. I showed up late. I habitually called in. I could care less because working these jobs irked the crap out of me, bruh. I hated it. I never knew why it irked me so bad and why it was so hard for me to do what everybody else was doing, okay? I knew it wasn't laziness, that I was called lazy. I hated feeling like a slave, you know. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't really have any real understanding until the Father began to work in my life. Once he began to work in my life, he began to give me all of this understanding of why things are the way that they are, And now I'm here, and, though I'm not perfect, I got much work to do, getting over my hurdles of, not fasting the way I want, still smoking cannabis and tobacco, but I'm on this path, and I'm happier than I have ever been in my entire life, no longer dependent upon this system to sustain my life. I am 100% trusting in the Father, the all power of love and life to sustain my life. And I know that as long as I continue to do what He has spoken to my spirit, the blessings will come. We have to endure. We got to constantly do this work, despite what it looks like. I've been at the same amount in my Cash App, for a long time. Now, it's more than I normally have in there. I think I have $14 on my Cash App and $19 in my bank account.
At the time of this recording, that's what I had. But lately, bruh, I've been living on nothing in my Cash App for a long time. The last donation that I got on my Cash App was August 6th, I think. Let me double check that. It's been so long, bro. It's literally been like I've been so hated to where people is like, suffer. You don't want to be a part of this system, then suffer. Root hog or die poor. That's literally the attitude that people has literally had with me. All out of me walking in obedience to what the Father has instructed for me to do with my life. All the support that I had before, everybody stopped supporting. Like every single person, okay? Every single person, literally stopped supporting, all right? And, I have no idea how I made it this dang long, bro. Like, I really don't. I can't even explain how the hell I made it this long. Because literally, the last Cash App that I received was $20 on August 8th of 2023. That was the last Cash App donation that I received. It's like I have been so hated, so very hated by everybody, that may have supported in the past, or, bruh, ain't nobody tried to support anymore via Cash App, okay? However, I'm still here by the grace of the Most High. There's been a couple of people that supported either via PayPal, or there was one person that the Father was using for a while to support me with gift cards sent to me via email. Okay? But other than that, and he's used my dad. My dad has, decided to be good out, all of a sudden, here and there. All right? But for the most part, I have no idea. I've been suffering a lot, okay? I've been going without a lot, okay? And so, yes, I've had no support via Cash App for a very long time. All right. So during that time, in March of 2022, there were people that were regularly, supporting the channel, but they all stopped. Okay. And I ain't got no hatred or bitterness or envy or nothing like that in my heart towards them. But look, I noticed that all the support stopped. Okay. And it was right around the time that the Father began putting these harder messages to bring out, but I gotta be obedient. I can't not bring these messages because it's gonna stomp on people's toes. People don't like these messages about how they need to sow out of their abundance to those in need. Okay? They like being greedy. They like being selfish. Okay? Look. But I have to be obedient still yet, nevertheless. Okay? And go through this period of suffering. Go through this period of everybody, hating me for being obedient. All right? So, anyway, that's what it is. So, let's continue.
That's better than the last few months, the last few months I was, living on $1 or $2, here and there. Like, bruh, I would go a long period of time with just $1 or $2 in my bank account, but I was still sustained, I had all of my necessities, but I only had $1 or $2 left after I bought all my necessities. This is the first time that I had, a little bit left over after buying my necessities. So the Father has given me so much to share with the world, and I know in due time it will all come together. And on that, I'm going to end it. Shalom.
So that was the end of that audio. And, yep, it is what it is, The children of light go through much suffering on this earth. And this that the Father has given me to bring forward, I realize is a hard message, because we have to humble ourselves, we got to unlearn the wisdom of this world. Our minds have to be renewed. Our hearts have to be changed. The stony heart has to be taken out, and you have to be given a heart of flesh. You got to unlearn the wisdom of this world, people. You're taught within this world to pine after money. Okay, you're taught that that's being a responsible adult, to save money. Okay, hell, there's people that I've grown from spiritually, on many, like on the flesh and blood issue. There's elders I got out there that I've grown from tremendously. I was able to eat and grow and elevate spiritually, but yet they're in the mentality that having money is a good thing. Okay, and it can be if you're generous with it. Okay, so that's what people need to understand. The only time that having a lot of money becomes a good thing is if you are generous with it to his servants. Okay, that is the only way that you will make it righteous to be rich. All right, to be wealthy. The only way to make it right is to be generous. Sow out of your abundance to the children of light. Okay? That's the only way to make it righteous. All right? Other than that, hoarding your money for yourself and for your family, storing it up for a rainy day, holding on to your pension, your 401k, and all of these things, saving it, so that you can be sustained and so your family can be sustained, for generations to come. Just understand that you are storing up upon your riches on this earth, and what the scripture told you not to do. Okay? We are to love one another as we do ourselves. And this message is never going to change. Okay? It's never going to change. Either you humble yourself and line your actions up with this eternal law, or prepare to be purged from up off of this earth, because your time is just about up for suppressing the truth and holding down the children of light and oppressing us. Okay? So on that note, it's been real. Shalom.